Warning! The following video may contain spoilers for some of your favourite shows. Just remember that before you continue. Stevie, out. Sherlock Season 4 Episode 1. Okay, I will be honest right here. Originally, I had started writing a very much in-depth review, but after rewatching the episode a few times, I have scrapped all those lovely and hard to form words, and in turn will present a much more condensed review that encourages you to watch it, so then you know more what's happening, because I think everyone should watch this episode. We'll review this, then we will go into my predictions for Season 4, as that is what I am all about. I love a prediction. This is the first time I have reviewed anything this long, so here's hoping that it works well, and I hope that you all enjoy it. Remember to hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on. I am nearly at the big 400, that means I'm not far from 500 and 1,000. Let's keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Support Madge and Stevie and I'll support you. So, the latest episode, the 6 Thatchers. In my opinion it was okay, but within the house the opinions were a bit different. Me and my girlfriend watched this. Her opinion was it was a bit confusing and a bit of a stinker. I thought it was okay, but we'll get into this whole thing here. You have to remember it is the first episode of the season, so anything confusing may be settled in the coming episodes. As per usual with Sherlock, the episode starts with one story. He solves some little mysteries before falling into the main mystery of the episode. The series is back with a bang. Everything we loved from Sherlock in the past seasons is back in force, and we are thrown right back to where we left off at Season 3 with Sherlock shooting Magnuson. The Magnuson storyline was something I hoped was going to continue, but alas no, Moffat and Grattis have essentially wrote their way out of Sherlock committing murder live on camera, and through that whole episode on the scrap heap it seems. So in retrospect, the story with Magnuson was great, but time will show it was a bit of a waste of time. Not completely though, because of course that had a major part of the Mary story in that episode, so there is that. We are back at Baker Street, Sherlock solving all the small mysteries of London, all the while sure that Moriarty is on his way back to get him. As the episode moved on, we are eased into the main story. The tale of the 6 Thatcher busts, which in turn is used as a way back into Mary's story, which in turn turns out to be the main narrative of the episode. One of Mary's former Agra comrades thinks she was a traitor and that she basically did the dirty on him, and he wants her dead. Sherlock promised to her and Watson that he will keep him safe, but sadly this is something which at the end Sherlock fails miserably at. In the end, Mary takes a bullet for Sherlock from the very woman that sold her Agra unit out all those years ago. From this point we are mourning Mary, but out of nowhere Sherlock is delivered a DVD with a message and a job on it from her, with the simple case: make sure John is okay. Which seems like it's going to be a lot harder than it is, because John now hates Sherlock for what has happened and he wants absolutely nothing to do with him, which is where the episode ended. So now to the derisive part. My girlfriend thought it was a bit of a stinker. For me, I did not think the episode was a stinker, but I do agree that it could have been better. This could be due to the old expectation factor that we expected something bigger. It's been a long wait, we've waited a year for this. Or it could just be that this story is a smaller part in a bigger machine. All the acting on the episode was on point, although some of the dialogue was a bit silly. For instance, the guy that was trying to kill Mary, he was trying to kill Sherlock, he was like, "Tell her, I am the man who is going to kill your friend." And that line just seemed like it was copy and pasted from one of their Doctor Who scripts. It seemed like a really stupid line. It's like, man, I'm not even the best at writing, but I wouldn't have put that line in. And the actors were brilliant at what they do, as per usual. My only criticism of the acting in the episode would be John's wail when Mary died. It sounded more like he was trying to turn Super Saiyan than he was actually overcome by any sort of grief. It was like a... I felt that was a bit silly, but... He was grieving the death of his wife, so we'll let him off of that. I found it annoying that we were back to more of Mary's story. The amount of Mary and Watson's story we had in the last series seemed like more than enough for me. And I was happy that I had all we needed from the Mary story, as the show felt like it's moving more towards being the Sherlock and Mary show rather than being about Sherlock and Dr. Watson the way it was originally written and supposed to be. But that's obviously out the window now. In closing on this review, it was debatably an okay episode, but we have to remember that this is just part 1 of the season, so hopefully it will all make more sense which brings me on to my season 4 predictions, which are hopefully better than the review I have just did. So this is what we wanted. Absolute speculation from me, Imagine Stevie. I love recording reviews, but I love theory crafting even more. So let's get started. Moriarty is back, maybe. I don't know if it's a living person or if he is just a plan from beyond the grave, but he is back, and I suspect that Mary was part of his plan the whole time. I think there must be a reason for us to have yet another Mary episode, and that reason seemed for her to be able to send Sherlock a DVD from Beyond the Dead. So we needed her dead to be able to send this DVD from Beyond the Dead. And I mean, who sent this DVD from Beyond the Dead when she did not know she was going to die? I mean, yeah, she did lead this very secret life, but it was that secret. How would anyone know she had died in secret? That bit kind of doesn't make much sense to me. How did this DVD get to her? Throughout the whole episodes, we see that Watson's eyes are floating towards another woman. We have no idea who she is, but we do know that she wanted John, and she was not backward about being forward, giving him her number at the first opportunity, leading to this text romance we see throughout the episode. We see in one scene John was planning on ending this, but before he even had a chance on ending this, he came out of the bus and she was there. And now, Mary is dead. Mary's gone now, so all bets are off on Watson wanting to finish this little relationship he'd started. My prediction is the woman on the bus either is Moriarty. I mean, we know that death can be thrown away sometimes in Sherlock. It's very easy for a death to be explained away. So she's either Moriarty or she is someone working for his organisation, playing that long game that Sherlock is expecting, but he's just not seeing it thanks to the Greek and thanks to everything else. And of course, he doesn't know about this woman. Or does he? And then we have Mary. Personally, I find it strange that Mary is, as I have said, sending DVDs from Beyond the Grave, and at the same time, she is asking the impossible of him. It seems Mary placed herself in a position between Sherlock and Watson, knowing exactly what would happen in the end. Heck, I'm dubious to whether she is actually dead or not. Getting back to the point, death is quite throwaway in Sherlock, and it's very easy for a death to be faked and brought back. They've done it before. For me, the Mary story from the last series seemed like all we needed, yet we were given even more of this character, who met an untimely end. But she still communicates from the dead. Sherlock is sure Moriarty is playing the long game, and I am positive that Mary has been put there as part of this long game, because she appeared once Moriarty was dead, and now this is being used further to just split Sherlock and Watson apart so Moriarty can get in and take Sherlock out, because he'll have no one to back him up. So yeah, I'm just rambling a bit now. Whether she worked for him to get into Sherlock and Watson's world, or if she's just going to be a coincidence is one thing, but I am sure that that woman on the bus, she is going to be the answer to the Moriarty arc, or she's going to be a big clue to what's happening. Hopefully you enjoyed the review, hopefully you enjoyed the predictions. Hit like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Imagine Stevie out.